20 GOP-led states are now suing the Biden administration over his Title IX stance because it's very obvious that the current new LGBTQ, whatever you're calling it now, protections that they've changed, again, not under a law, not under legislation, but under a rule change at the Department of Education to get this expansion of federal civil rights rules actually comes at the direct conflict, the direct demerit to the original Title IX protections, specifically that women and men would have separate sports and separate facilities. So let's go here. The lawsuits filed the Education Department's expansion of Title IX federal civil rights rules last month, which will now include anti-discrimination protections for students on the basis of sexual orientation and gender identity. Among other provisions, the new rules would prohibit schools from barring transgender students from using bathrooms, changing facilities, and pronouns that correspond with their gender identities. Check this out, gender identities. Attorneys general in Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Indiana, Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, Montana, Ohio, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, Virginia, and West Virginia have sued the Biden administration in separate lawsuits last week, arguing that the Biden administration's update to its rules is illegal. The attorneys general contended that the Education Department has exceeded its authority in changing these regulations. This obviously will go to federal court and then to the Supreme Court. We've got Riley Gaines on. We're speaking with her. She's been absolutely the trailblazer and pioneer in speaking out on this issue. Riley, can you comment at all? Are you working with any of these lawsuits? Are you involved with this, or is that just something you're kind of viewing from afar?
No. Let me just say this. I'm so hopeful by the amount of states who are now pushing back, 20 plus now, who have said, we are suing the administration. This is illegal. This was an illegal administrative rewrite that ultimately undermines Title IX's original intent. And we've seen, I think, 4-ish states, governors in these states, so Governor DeSantis, Governor Abbott, Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders, Governor Pillen in Nebraska. We've seen these governors say, we simply won't comply with this law. That's huge. And I think, again, it shows really how the tide has turned, because I don't think this would have been the response 2 years ago, which is great news. To answer your question, if I'm working with these attorney generals, yes, absolutely. I've been working with, just had a press conference with AG Skrmetti of Tennessee. I just had AG Morrissey, he was also there. This is the suit signed on with Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, West Virginia, Indiana. I myself am signed on to the lawsuit with the state of Florida and the state of Alabama with the Independent Women's Law Center. Again, so amazing work being had. I wish all 50 states would ultimately pursue the same action. But certainly is a hopeful pursuit and gives me hope.